Hey everyone, so first of all I want to tell you that this is an old video and I made it in the beginning of the 2019. So yep, it is a little bit old and I want to point out that I made like a lot of mistakes. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll see. And I think this tutorial works very well for beginners. I forgot how to pronounce that word. So anyways, I hope you enjoy watching this video, and I also want to be updating this one, so enjoy. Hello guys, so this is a very unexpected video, but I wanted to show you how to make a very basic shirt for men, or male shirt, however you want to say it or tell it. Okay, so here I have my basic pattern making, my bodice patterns, I'm sorry. So I hope you can see it. I think the light's a little bit too much for this. And I also, here I have my sleeve pattern. So this one's for my fiance. And well, so you're going to need your basic bodice patterns and about 2.5 yards or 2 meters of the fabric of your choice. Here my boyfriend loves this type of fabric, so yes. Well, so what you're gonna do, I have my patterns already transformed, made, whatever. So what you're going to do to make it very basic is to start copying the basic bodice, the front one of your shirt. I'm going to do it very straight, and that's it. So basically, for the transformations that I've just talked to you about, here I have my front bodice of the shirt. So what I did to this one is to add I want my placket to be of 3 centimeters wide, but what I did here was to, instead of 3 centimeters, I added 9, because I'm going to fold it once, twice, and 3. Okay, 1 and 2 times I'm going to fold it. And well, you can do it, if you wanted to do it in inches, you can have a 1 inch wide placket, so 3 inches like this. And it's not a big deal. For the downside here, what I'm going to do was simply, I'm going to do a double hem thing, a double hem seam, and yeah, I think that's it for the front body. So I'm going to leave it like this. Now, the biggest transformation that I made here. So here I have the back, as you can see, and you have to fold it, right? And so I did it from the half of the armhole and make a straight line and cut it. And yep, so for this one I'm going to make a very simple a little fold here. I forgot how to say it, but yeah, I'm going to show you how to. So here what I did, I added 1.5 inch, so to have 3 inches, and just, you can frill it or you can fold it like that. And basically that's it. Super basic and simple to make. And okay, so for the seam allowances, what you're gonna do is to add up 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter to every single side, except for the seam one, for the hem, you have to add about 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters. And finally, what I have here is my pocket. So this one is for 4 inches by 5 inches, and I added here 1 inch here and 1/2 inch to the other ones. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I just have to copy my the back. What, the back? I have to copy the sleeve, and I'm going to show you how to do it, because I'm going to add a cuff to it, and you can't actually make the whole sleeve and just add the cuff, because it's going to be longer than your actual size. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to start to copy the sleeve. So here I close the curtain so you can see more or less how the sleeve looks like. So what I'm basically gonna do is to make my cuff of 3 inches, 3 inches wide. So what I'm basically going to trace was, I'm going here from, obviously, where's my where's the hand, I mean where the wrist is going to be, and simply I'm just going 3 inches here, and with my ruler just going to do this line from here. And well, finally, since this one is 30 centimeters, I'm going to just go up and copy the 30 centimeters here, because obviously it's not the same size here and there. Okay, so here I want to point out that you have to ask your client or the person you're making the shirt to make a fist, and then you have to measure the circumference, let's say, of the fist, and then what you have to do is to add 1 inch or 3 centimeters for the buttonhole. Here I have 30 and 30, but I'm just going to leave it, the points here, just as a reference, because I'm cutting, I'll trace it with my, obviously, tracing paper. So now that I have it ready, I'm just going to start tracing from the points I just made here and here and everything else. Okay, so I'll show you later. Okay, so here it is, super easy to trace it down. So for the cuff, what I'm going to do is to have this size by 3 inches and add the half an inch of seam allowance. Also for this one, I'm going to do absolutely the same for each side of it. Add half an inch or 1 centimeter of seam allowance. Also, and before I forget, so remember there's going to be a little opening to our shirt, just so there's going to be the placket of the cuff. And so what we're gonna do is to take the half of the sleeve and the side of one of these and divide it by 2, or well, have the half, and go up about 15 centimeters, or what is it, like 6 inches. So I'm going to do that, since this one's 50 centimeters, and you're going to do probably like this, and let's draw the line, go up like this, and the 15 centimeters like this. So later I'm going to show you how to make, I don't know how is it called, I'm going to search for it, but this is part of the shirt that maybe you've seen before, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so finally here's the cuff, and just like I told you, I added 3 centimeters and a half an inch of seam allowance, and we're going to cut 4 pieces of this one. So before I teach you how to make the collar of the shirt, the basic one, first I'm going to cut everything and make the placket of the shirt, and then tell you why I do this in the end and not in the beginning of when I'm doing the when I'm tracing, I mean when I'm tracing every single pattern. So that's basically it. So I'm going to start cutting every pattern that I have here, and then I'm going to place my my fabric and start cutting everything. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so I have everything already cut, and one thing that you have to do with your sleeve is to actually make a little cut, just like I told you, to make it about 6 inches, and well, just that's it. And well, what I'm going to do now is to press the placket part, and well, I'll show you. Okay, so here I am with the front part of the bodies, and as you maybe remember, I added 9 centimeters for the placket. So what we're gonna do is so here's the placket, is to fold 3 centimeters and again 3 centimeters, and we're gonna sew that part. So I'm gonna do that and show you how it looks like. Okay, so here I have my bodies done, and here I have the left side of the shirt. So as you have to remember, the left side of the shirt, the placket is going to have the buttonhole. So what I did here was to fold like this, just because I like this kind of style, but you can do it the other side. Well, that's what I'm going to do with my other part of the shirt. So I'll show you then how it looks like. Okay, so now as you remember, the pockets, we have here 1 inch and half an inch on the other side. So this is simply going to be like this. So you fold it. I'm going first with the inch part of it, and I'm going to do something very similar to what I did with the placket, and fold it twice like I'm showing you, like this, and press. And now with the other one as well, because before we keep going, we're going to sew a simple top stitch there. Okay, so now that I have them both ready, I'm going to show you a very simple trick. Well, it's not a trick. So we fold it like this and press. Then the other side as well. We do this and press. Finally, the last one, fold it like this and press. But since we don't want this small side of here to be this way, what I'm going to do is to unfold it and do this small triangle here. and press. So we repeat this process with the other sides of the pockets. Okay, so now here I have placed my pockets to the shirt, and I wanted so badly to match the actual fabric, but as you can see, I think both are a little bit too asymmetric. I don't know if you can notice, but okay, so here it is, this one, and this one's over here, so it completely doesn't match. Okay, so what I basically did, you guys, is that I made a straight line from the armhole to this other armhole, and what I did was a straight line, and then found the middle point from the placket to the armhole and just marked it with I actually pin it, but I'm going to mark it. Yeah, I think you can see it now a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to take the middle point of this pocket and I'm going to place it just right here. So that's basically what I did with this one, and then I'm going to repeat it. So after that I'm going to sew completely like this, and that's it. So as you remember, here I have my back, and I will just like fold a little bit the fabric from it, and here's the other side. It's going to be like this. So what I did here is basically that I pinched, as you can see. Yep. So what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm gonna sew about 1 inch, yeah, and I'm going to press it down. So I'll show you how it looks like. Alright, okay, so now I did the little sew just like I told you, like about an inch. So now what you're gonna do is that you're going to open, alright, like this. Then you press not that much, just like this part here, and then we can sew right sides together with this other piece, and well, that's it. I'm going to show you how it looks like then. Okay, so here it is, completely done, and as you can see, here's this little thing that I don't remember how to call it. When I tell you that when you don't have a serger machine, use a zigzag stitch, what I mean is that when you do your basic stitch here, just on the side here, start sewing the zigzag stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to serge all of it, and then I'm going to do a top stitch, and well, later on I will show you what to do next. Now that I have the top stitch completely done, now I'm going to take the right side of the front piece of the shirt, and I'm gonna sew both shoulders and add the serger stitch, or you can, as I told you, use the zigzag stitch as well. Okay, so here I have my sleeve, and as you remember, I told you to cut about 6 inches or 6.5 inches if I remember right. And here I have my cuff, and I'm thinking that maybe this is a little bit too wide, but well, what I'm basically gonna do is that I will just start sewing from the wrong side of here. So basically what you're going to do is that you start sewing about 1/4 of an inch, and when you reach this point, then you have to open like this and continue sewing like this. So I'm going to show you how it looks like, and then I will tell you what to do next. Alright, so what I basically did was that I decided to cut 2 centimeters of my cuff pattern thing, well, this piece exactly, and then what I basically did was that I folded here, I hope you can see it. Okay, I fold it here and then once again there, and then just added a very simple pin, yeah, and did it all the way around here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to flip completely here, and I'm going to top stitch. Alright, so here I have my front side ready, and as you can see I have already sewn this part of the placket. So now what we're gonna do, since it looks a little bit dull, is going to be very simple. So here I will take, this is going to be my final cuff part of this sleeve, and okay, so now taking it to this side, and basically we're going to do another top stitch in diagonal just here, and basically that's it. We have our sleeves ready to go, and then I will just start sewing it to my shirt. I'll show you how to do it next. Okay, so I have my sleeves completely ready, and I'm going to place my shirt like this. And what I'm going to do is, so you have to remember, you guys, that the narrowest part of your sleeve is going to be at the back side of your shirt, and the widest one is going to be in the front side. So remember, you have to place right sides together. So this one, as you can see, is the left arm. So here what I have to do is to see where's my my middle point of this one, and once I find it, I'm just going to do a very simple pinch, and then I'll place it. And also, other thing, remember your seams have to be on the back side. So yeah, now I'm going to pin it completely here, and like this, so until I find my how to say it, until I finish it, and then I'm going to pin the other one as well. I'm going to do the completely same. I'm going to find the middle point of this one, make a simple pinch, open it, and remember, right sides together. I'm going to place it just here in the middle, in the shoulder, okay? So as you can see, we are almost done, but as you remember, I have left the neck color in the end because it's going to be a little bit tricky, but not big deal. So I'm going to keep going, and once you have it completely done, then you're ready to sew and to do the serger machine. So here it is, finally. But what we have to do is to close the sides of the shirt. So it's very simple. You just go like this and start to add your pins, and then just match these two seams as well, like this, and finally with this one from the side of the shirt, and also do the same like this, and repeat the same process with the other side of your shirt. So just like I told you, just sew the side and add the overlock stitch or your zigzag stitch. Alright? Okay, so here I have my cuff already sewn, as you can see, but I'm going to show you how to make it. So basically, what happened here is that my actual measurement of my sleeve, of where my cuff is going to be, actually was a little bit smaller than my actual measurement, but you know, it doesn't matter. So here what you have to do is, remember that I cut 4 pieces of this, is that you simply sew all the sides and make some simple cuts. I mean, you can also make a folded version of this cuff, but anyways, so simply do this and flip it, also press it, and then you're going to start by, let me just double check. Okay, it's okay. You simply start, open this part of the cuff, and remember, right sides together, and just start pinning all around the cuff until you go to the back side of it. Like this. So once we have it, like I'm showing you, start sewing this side. Remember, respecting your seam allowance, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so here I have my cuff completely sewn, the part just like I told you. Now what we're gonna do is to simply grab the cuff and place everything inside, like this. Yep. And then I'm just going to pin like this in here. And then I will just start sewing on the right side, but I'm going to do it all the way around. So I'll do that and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so here I finally have both of my cuffs completely ready. And well, now to make the collar stand and the collar, what you have to do is to take the measurement of all your neckline of here, obviously taking both blankets, the measurement of them, and well, once you have that number ready, let's go and see how to make their collar stand and the collar. Okay guys, so I have it already done, as you can see, but I will explain to you how I did it. So first of all, I took my paper and folded, because I don't want to make to cut 2 pieces of this pattern. And next what I did was 2 straight and parallel lines, these two are about 1.5 inch or 4 centimeters for you. And I took the half measurement of the neckline of the shirt, and then I took the placket size of it and went all up to here. Then here I have a separation of 1.5 centimeters, which is about 6.8 inches, and then I went up this measurement, but this one's actually in centimeters, and it's about 6.5, it means about 5 centimeters. So basically that's it. Then I went from this side 2 centimeters, and I went up 1 centimeter, and then from this point to this point here, that from the 2 centimeters I went all up in a diagonal line, and then using my curved ruler, as you remember it, I just simply made the curve from here, as you can see, and from this one I just did completely the same, like this. And for this one I use the very curved line of this one, but here, as you can see, I did some modifications, and what I did was basically from all this side I went up with my curve ruler like this, and I took the measurement, but it wouldn't fit. So what I did was I took the measurement, took off the measurement that it was just hanging there, and I made this curved line. So I just change it and erase it, so it's completely ready. So finally what I'm going to do is to cut this one and cut my actual fabric, and I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, so here I forgot to add up a note, but yes, once you cut your patterns, remember that you have to add your seam allowance. I'm adding 1/2 inch, but you can add 1 centimeter to each side of it. So now I have it completely done, as you can see. So I'm going to start cutting it and to sew, but well, I will explain to you a little bit later what you have to do. Okay, so now that we have everything cut, what I did was to pinch my patterns just to find the middle point of each one. And well, let's get started with this one. We're going to sew all the way around here, and then finally we're going to do a sandwich with this one. Well, I'll show you first how to do it, and remember when you sew this part to pinch or well cut this side just to have a perfect finish. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I have now my collar completely sewn, and I also did a top stitch. And what I'm going to do now is, like I told you, I'm going to make a sandwich out of it. So as you remember, we pinched the piece of here. So we're gonna place it like this. And the other one, we'll flip it, and the other one, this is the right side, like this. I'm going to place it also. So now what we have to do is to sew all around it. Remember the 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter of seam allowance that we left. So that's basically it. I'm leaving, and I'll show you what's next. Here I have already sewn the collar, and maybe as you can see, or maybe you have noticed, to sew this and the cuffs are completely the same technique. So you sew first one side of the collar, and then you flip it and fold it, just like it happened here with the cuffs. So just like telling you, it wasn't big deal. So the next thing that I have to do is to add the buttons and the buttonholes. Maybe I will just leave a gap between maybe 2.5 inches, or I don't know, I'll just because once I did it 4 inches, but I think it's too much. Maybe 2.5 inches or 3 inches, it will be just fine. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you, well, with my model, how it looks like so far. Oh, I also, don't forget, you guys, the hem, because, well, you have to, for the hem will be simply double folded, not big deal. You can do it like this, or with simply some bias tape if you don't have any serger machine. So that's it, you guys, and well, next thing I'm going to show you how it looks like on my model. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoy watching this video. And just a side note, that's not how you place the buttonholes, but I will explain later in another video. So again, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next one. Goodbye.